Today I was alerted to something quite sad actually. A YouTuber I love very dearly, Whistling Diesel, got arrested at his property. 5 police officers came in through his driveway, and apparently he thought it was a prank at first, but they arrested him, and apparently it was for tax evasion. Now the news has covered this quite thoroughly. They arrested him and his company on charges of tax evasion, and the news said that they had a $2 million bond, which isn't true. Apparently it was 20,000. I just watched his video on it, where he went through the video titled "I Got Arrested for Tax Evasion," where he went through the specifics, and it's crazy. It's very upsetting. I'll show you the clip of him getting arrested.
What's this for?
I don't know. Is there a reason why?
Is this a joke?
No, at least you guys are agents with the state up on it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Now he was bonded out by his friends closely afterwards. He was bonded out. They bonded him out. They paid it quickly, so he didn't spend a lot of time in there. But it's just sad to see, because as he talks about later on in the video, they could have really just sent him a notice. By the way, it was over $30,000. That was the tax. He evaded $30,000 worth of tax. If they sent him, they didn't send him a letter. They didn't send him an email. They sent him nothing to tell him that he needs to pay this. And it was on a sales tax on a car, a Ferrari, which burnt down in Texas. He's in a different state, so it's very nuanced. And he talked about how he has his company set up in, let me check what the country was called, in Montana. So this vehicle he has was titled and registered in Montana, which apparently has no sales tax. But obviously if the car spends a certain amount of time in a different state, you do have to pay that sales tax at some point. That is a loophole a lot of people use. Apparently 80% of supercar owners register their vehicles in places with like Montana, because they don't have to pay the sales tax on it. And he talks about towards the end of he's paid a lot of taxes to the IRS and to the government, so he's not one of those rich people that are just not paying any taxes and going through like a bunch of loopholes, even though he has taken advantage of a couple loopholes, as he should. I mean, we all follow the same rules. So I don't disagree with him from that aspect, and I think it's very sad to see that the first course of action was to arrest him. He talks about how he has a wife and kids, and having a blemish on his record is obviously going to affect that and how he's able to raise his family, or how his ability to travel and whatnot. Having a criminal record is not something light. So this is very upsetting to see that this was the first course of action, because he talks about how he pays all his taxes, and that this is something that is quite a stretch, and he wasn't aware of. They didn't send him a letter. Their first course of action wasn't to tell him that there was a problem. It was to arrest him. And also he mentions how he probably spent more than 30,000 just to arrest him, like on him as a human, to figure it out, to send people there, to like it doesn't make sense on any plane that their first course of action is to arrest the man. Like, I think it's sad to see. It's sad to see. It's definitely he's talked about how he has said that he isn't gonna talk about how he's gonna pursue it legally. So I don't know what his stance is gonna be. But yeah, man, this is very upsetting. It was something I was notified to. This video was recommended to me, and yeah, he talks about also like taxes, which is something I agree with him on. That there's other places in the world, like if a lot of people, the middle class, for example, which makes up most of the voters, they vote tax the rich more, tax the rich even more, which just ends up with the rich leaving. So no matter how strict you are, they will never force them to pay taxes. That's just the truth, because they can always just go to a country with more lenient taxes. Like, these are multi-billion-dollar corporations. So when you say tax the rich more, it often just ends up with you getting taxed more as the middle class. So it's quite sad to see, and it's a system that preys on naivety. Because to be honest with you, the stricter the rules are, the more you're going to push companies out, and the more it's going to affect you, the middle class. Because that's how taxes even started to begin with. I mean, not to ramble on too much, but taxes started off with let's tax the rich, and just the rich, and throughout time it became, now most of the taxpayer base is literally the middle class. the upper echelon, they're not paying taxes. They have companies set up and flipping. They pay nothing. They have companies set up all over the place to save them a dollar, bro. Like it's sad to see. It's sad to see. And yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there, man. Winston Diesel, he's a legend. He's an icon, and it's sad to see what's happening to him. And yeah, man, as he said, one day it will be you on the opposite end of this. So I don't know. I'm not trying to incite a riot here, but like, it's quite sad to see. Just be aware of this. Honestly, be aware of this, and don't stand for it. This is injustice. I guess I'm not trying to. I'm not a right. Okay, whatever the fuck, man. See ya. Subscribe. I'm trying to get monetized.